And I'm live. Good evening, happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to another Supper Heroes Cookalong. I'm Jono Proudfoot, and I'm very excited for tonight because this is a recipe that I've been honing for years. In fact, this recipe is not in any of my books. This is my burger patty recipe that I cook for Kate. My kids aren't quite there yet, but this is when we have a burger night at home. This is what we do. And I'm just going to go through all the ingredients quickly, and then we're going to get cracking. And just so you know, like the toppings that I'm using on the burger are bacon and pineapple. That's a very South African thing to do. We put ham and pineapple on our pizzas, just so you know, like that's how bad our taste is. So if you're in Europe and you want like just a clean burger with a slice of tomato and lettuce, that's fine. But I'm rocking grilled pineapple and bacon on my burger patty. So I'm going to go through the ingredients quickly. Before you do that, go and turn on your oven, get it to 220. Okay, vitally important. Preheat the oven to 220. And I'm glad that came up on the screen because otherwise I wouldn't have done it either. Okay, oven is 220. Okay, and now we're just going to go through all of our ingredients quickly. So Nick, if you want to pop it on the wide so we can see the sort of the bigger picture here. Then, okay, so I've got, for the burgers, I've got beef mince, then I've got some whole grain mustard, about a tablespoon, and some parsley, and then I've got, I needed an onion. And so I said a giant onion, and I've actually realized now I haven't prepped my onion, but I've got one red onion. Thank goodness, we're doing the ingredient check. Okay, then, so for the burger patty, it's parsley, mustard, okay, and then Worcestershire sauce. So I've got, I'm not even going to tell you the brand, it's not sponsored. So there I've got some Worcestershire sauce and then just salt and pepper. That's all you need for the burger patties. Then for the coleslaw, or for the red slaw, I've got some chopped red cabbage. And you can have white or red, it doesn't matter. Some bean sprouts, a lime. This is a lime, if you can believe it. Then I've got some mayo, some spring onions, and some chives, and that's it for the slaw. And then for the actual burger toppings, I've got avocado. This is actually an avo from my tree. You can see it looks like a squirrel tried to eat it before it got ripe. And then I've got gherkins, I've got pineapple, I've got sliced tomato, and I've got some lettuce. And then obviously I've got bacon. I'm going to talk to you about the bacon in a second, but I wanted to just mention these. Also not sponsored, promise you. These are the Woolworths gluten-free hamburger rolls. Now, firstly, gluten-free is not low carb. So if you are trying to stick to a low carb diet, do not go for the gluten-free burger patty because it is still very high in carbs. For me, I find that if I remove gluten, you know, half the battle's won for me, and I don't pick up weight and I don't feel bad, like I don't feel cucked. And I've eaten a ton of gluten-free products in the last 2 years, and Woolworths have absolutely nailed it with this. This is like the best like gluten-free burger roll that you get. So go out and grab these if you're into gluten-free. They're flipping cool. And then bacon. So we've had a few bacon lectures from Richard Bosman, who's the bacon champ, but I got bacon from my local butcher this week for one reason and one reason only, and that is because they do a nitrate-free and a with nitrate bacon. So if you can see here, let's have a look here. This one has got no nitrates in it, and you can see the color is faded, and this one's got nitrates in it, and it's like bright red. So obviously the nitrate like has a preservative function. I'm not sure about the flavor, and I'm not going to compare the flavor now, but I wanted to show you the difference so that you can see like, okay, so if my bacon looks like this and it's perfectly red and whatever, it probably has nitrate in it. And we're going to use the bland one because I can guarantee you the flavor is going to be the same. Okay, so the first step should say bacon first. And why is that? And Nick, you can bring it back onto the 2 screen if you like. Because the very first thing we're going to do is fry the bacon. And we're going to fry the onions for the burger patty. I'm going to show you everything. But the first thing we're going to do is fry the bacon. Because that is one of the toppings. But it also just helps us get bacon flavor into the burger patty. I'm going to explain everything. So get a big pan up to a high heat and get your bacon. And if you've got any questions, I've got the big screen up here so I can read. I can't read like that while on my phone in the corner there, but drop a question into Facebook, and if it's answerable, I'll get Nick to put it up on the screen, and well, I'll get Nick to just use his discretion and put them up on the screen, and I'll answer them. And if this is your very first cook-along, welcome. If you've done many cook-alongs before, please shout out, give me a how's it, a hello, tell me you're watching, tell me what this sounds like. Can you see, can you hear? What are your favorite toppings on your hamburger? Which restaurant serves the best burger in the town you live in at the moment? Do you prefer eating burgers at home? Do you prefer eating burgers out? Do you like it quick and dirty, like a McD's? Or do you like it slow and technical, like a Heston Blumenthal burger? How do you celebrate your burger night? And obviously, if you're enjoying the cook-alongs, please like them, share them, invite your mates, because I want to get these as big as possible. All right, bacon's going in. I'm not adding any oil to the pan, so I'm just putting streaky bacon straight in. Okay, Nick, I can't see. I can see there's some comments there, but I can't see any of them. So that's why I just need to change my own setting. Ha. Can't do the pineapple. Hello, Gillian. Cool. Don't worry, I won't judge you if you can't do pineapple. That's fine. Okay, once you've got a bit more space in there, chuck in your other patties. I mean, your other rashers. Now, what I'm waiting for, really, is for the bacon to start releasing some of its fat. But I'm now realizing that maybe, no, it will happen. I'm going to chop my onion in the meantime, but I know that chopped onion was in your prep already, so I'm actually just playing a bit of catch up here. All right. Okay, bacon's kind of almost ready to be flipped. Okay, if your bacon's already quite far, because this seems to be going quite slowly, what you want is for it to be rendering as much fat as possible. And that fat you're going to keep. So please don't drain off the fat if you do have fat. Okay, I think mine's going to come off in the second round. Flip it over. There we go. Watching from Saudi Arabia, Century Burger. I'll have to look that up. Okay, and obviously, if you don't eat bacon, thinking of Saudi Arabia, When I'm developing recipes and I put like bacon as one of the things you're frying off, I always supplement smoked chicken, because smoked chicken's halal. Well, if the chicken's halal, then the smoked chicken will be halal. And it adds that same smoky flavor. So if you're making like bolognese and you want that bacon flavor, or tomato sauce for pasta and you want bacon flavor, fry in some smoked chicken when you're frying your onion, because that's going to add a very, very similar flavor profile. Okay, so you can see right in there that there's lots of bacon fat. And that's what we want. We want the bacon fat, because that's what we're going to fry the onions in. Thanks, Nick. You can bring it back. Geez, usually I'm drinking water on set, and it's so cold here. I've actually got a cup of tea going. I've been sitting in my jacket here the whole day. Okay. This bacon's finally starting to look good. I'm going to grab a piece of paper towel. So grab some paper towel. I'm draining it not because I'm scared of the fat, but just because I want it to be crispy. And when you leave the fat on it, it sort of battles to go crispy. Okay, so giving it a last turn. You'll also find when you're eating woke bacon, like bacon from a proper butcher that's been made with love and not with a factory, is that it doesn't shrink nearly as much. And it stays the same thickness. So this is actually quite robust bacon, even though it was quite thin to start off with. I'm just going to take that out. Okay, now keep your heat on when you're taking this bacon out. And put that aside somewhere, like there. And then you're just going to throw your onion straight into the pan. So now we're moving into making the burger patties. Nick, you can change the step. This is making the burger patties. And to make the burger patty, we're actually going to fry the onion off first. And so I'm going to drop the temperature a tiny bit. So put your temperature on like medium. Yeah, I'd say like that. There should be a fry the onion step, Nick. Is there? There we go, fry the onion. Okay. So most burger patty recipes, when you look in a normal cookbook, they're going to have finely chopped onion that's raw, and you mix that in with your mince. Okay. One of my pet hates is actually raw onion in mince, and I don't know why. It's like a combination of when it's cooking, it makes the whole room stink, but also when you bite into it, there's like kind of like semi-cooked onion in it. And when you fry onion, you release so much of the sweetness, so you're going to get like really, really delicious onion flavor, because onion actually has the same sugar content as an apple, which a lot of people don't know. So when you fry onion, what you're actually doing is I don't know if this is what's actually happening chemically, because what you're basically doing is cooking away the like burny sourness of it. And what gets left behind is like this sweet caramel flavor. So that's what frying the onions does. And when you look at every single recipe in South Africa, pretty much it starts with fry your onions until they're soft or golden brown. And that basically means get your sweetness going at the beginning of the recipe. So that's what we're doing here. We're getting the sweetness into the burger. Mine's cooking a bit slowly. Pump up my heat a little bit. And so what you'll find is the onion starts to release a little bit of water. And you want to use the juice from the onion to lift all that like bacon bits, like anything that's stuck in the pan from the bacon. So you kind of like work your wooden spoon over the bottom of the pan to lift. That's called sediment. And you want to use the onion and its juices to lift the sediment from the bottom of the pan. That is science, and you can fact check me on that. Okay, now, while this is frying away, it doesn't have that much longer to go, we can get our mince together. So this is 500 grams of mince. This is supposed to make 4 burger patties. Obviously, they're 125 grams a patty, which is small for a steak, because I think people are used to eating like a 250 gram steak. But believe me, when you've got like pineapple and bacon, some people have cheese and mushroom sauce and all these other things on the bun, you actually don't want too much patty, otherwise it becomes very awkward and complicated to eat. Okay, Nick, you can bring up the next step, and that is to add the remaining ingredients into the burger patty mixture. So I see there's another ingredient I have failed to prep, and that is the parsley. So this is like the secret ingredient, because when I used to make burger patties, I used to put in like everything. I used to go through my cupboard and take chutney, Worcestershire sauce, barbecue sauce, Jimmy's, like my auntie's relish that I had left over from like my Christmas stocking 2 years ago. I just throw it all in there, and it was quite cool, sticking all the different basting sauces there. And what I found is, as I ran out of all that stuff, every time I decided to make hamburgers, I ended up having like less and less of all of that stuff, until eventually all I had left was like mustard, Worcester sauce, and parsley. And it actually worked out that if you've got good quality beef, that's actually all you need for like the best, literally the best burger. So if you fry the onions and you add in these 3 ingredients, you you go pretty far down the road of something delicious. Because if you take that and then you add in the bacon at the end and your gherkin, you're getting quite close to steak tartare, actually. So it's just missing capers and anchovies. Okay, so here my onions have got like a little bit of caramel burntness on them. There we go. Let's get a good angle. There we go, caramelized golden brown. Thanks, Nick. And now I'm going to turn this off. In fact, am I going to turn it off? No, I'm going to stick my griddle pan on. Okay, I want this griddle pan to be effing hot, so I'm putting it on now. So for those of you who've got a griddle pan, put the griddle pan on the heat now, because we want it to be stinking, stinking, stinking hot. And then leave the onions on the side just to cool off. Okay, so I've got my parsley, very, very finely chopped. And I'm just going to scoop this into the beef. And then I'm going to take my mustard and chuck my mustard in. It's like 1 big tablespoon. And what else have I got? Okay, Worcester sauce. I don't know what the measurement is in the list, but it's basically just like a few good squirts of Worcester sauce and my onion. So obviously in the recipe there was like olive oil, and the olive oil was supposed to be to fry the onions, but we obviously don't need that because we fry the onions in bacon fat. So instead of getting an olive oil flavor in the patty, we're getting the bacon fat flavor. So please don't pour the olive oil into the burger because that's going to affect its ability to bind, and we want it to bind. Okay, so no bread, no eggs, none of that stuff needed. No binding agents, just the beef. Okay. And, critical, salt and pepper. So if you wanted to add in your chili now, like you could do that. Maybe a chopped jalapeno or something. But I'm just going with salt and pepper. I'm a simple man with simple taste. Okay. John Stanley. John Stanley. That's hilarious. I'm not even going to read out loud what you said because I don't want to be a party to this crime. Okay. So here you've got your mixture. Just mix it all about. When I see this and I'm looking up, it looks like I'm praying to say thank you for my burger mixture, which I suppose I should be grateful for. Okay. So mix this burger. And I'm just going to get my hands dirty. You can knead it like bread. It's going to go much faster. There we go. Okay, so once it's together, and the thing is you want it to be holding together. If it's like breaking apart, that's bad, because then it's going to break apart even more when you cook it. So grab your tray, which mine has bacon on it now. Let me just grab this bacon, put it on this here plate, and where's this olive oil? Okay. So I'm just going to put a little bit of oil in the bottom of this tray, just so that the burger doesn't stick to it. So I'm just going to, and I'm also oiling my hands a bit too, to be honest. And this is so that when I put the burger in the tray, I've already oiled the one side, first point. And the second point is, no, it's not going to stick. So divide your batch in half. Let's have a look here. And then cut it in half again. Cool. And then shape it into patties. And you'll see this, when you look at that 125 grams and you compare it to a steak, it feels like it's going to be too small. But this is actually plenty for a burger patty. And pop it down in your tray. Okay. I think I might have split the deck wrong, but that's fine. Okay, I'm having a quick look at the questions, if there are any questions. Nope, we're all good. When you're ready for the next step, you just let me know. I'm can jump ahead. Okay, Nick, what's the next step? So when you finish with your burger patties, pop them in the fridge, because we just want them to firm up a little bit. And that bacon fat, as it cools in the patty, it's going to help firm the shape, because you actually want it to be kind of cold going onto the grill so that it holds its shape. And it's actually easier to flip and what have you. So there we go. They're my burgers. Kind of, there we go, evenly shaped. Give my hands a little wash. So I'm a team member down today. I mean, Kate's looking after the kids, so that's why there's no banter, if anyone's asking. We're not having a fight. We're not fighting. It's fine. Okay. Okay, what's next? Mix the slaw ingredients. Okay, this is super easy. So once your burgers are done and you've put them in the fridge, just crank your slaw ingredients out. I don't know if this is quite a lot of slaw. It doesn't matter though. And I've left another step for me to do while everyone else is catching up, and that is just to take my handful of chives and chop them up. So it doesn't really matter how long you chop them. Like, you can do what people call like snipped chives, which is a chive like this length, or you can do chopped chives, which is like super fine. I'm just going to do like a random mixture of everything, seeing as though you're still going to eat the chive. And so I've got my cabbage, throw my chives in there. And I've got, what else was it? Spring onions. and I've got some bean sprouts, and then I had a lime. Just cut that lime in half and squeeze its juice in. Okay, and just in case you're freaking out, I'm not pushing this way, like into the knife. I've just stuck the knife in, and now I'm just turning the knife so that it squeezes all the goodness out. So it's taking the place of one of those lemon thingies. I don't even know what that's called. Goodness. I studied a very long time ago. Okay, on the next batch. Okay, and then the final thing was to add mayo, and I'm just going to encourage you to add a bit of seasoning, a little pepper. Now, if you didn't want to have mayo, you could add, like, I know again, one of our favorite retailers does an Asian slaw, so you could add like a soy and honey and sesame oil dressing to this if you wanted to. It's really up to you. I'm just mixing the sort of Asian slaw ingredients with a very Western vibe, which is to add in mayo. But they also add in mayo and sour cream. You can also add in mayo, sour cream, and creamed horseradish, which gives it like a pepperiness. I've also added hot English mustard to the mixture, which kind of fills the same role as the horseradish. It gives it like a peppery spiciness. It's really up to you. This is just kind of simple because there's a lot of stuff going on. If you add all these flavors into one mouthful, pineapple, bacon, avo, gherkin, beef, and this all can become quite a lot to handle in one sitting. So, and if your griddle pan is scary hot and you're worried about it, that's good. It means it's getting to the right temperature. Okay, and then just mix all these ingredients together. And it'll feel like you don't have enough mayo, but if you just keep mixing, have faith, because it'll all come together. And if you've got a bigger bowl than the bowl I used, use that. I think I do. There we go. So you can tell this recipe was created for low carbers, because this is like all the vegetable. This is like the chips and the roll and the everything. So it's a proper, just the patty in this would be like a real meal. That wasn't even on purpose. Okay. Okay, slaw's ready. Next step. So it should look like that when you're done. Slaw. Okay. Okay, now we're going to do the pineapple. I think, what's next? Oil and spice the pineapple, then grill. Yes, okay. So the pineapple is going to go on a plate. I've got a plate somewhere. You know what? We can do it on the board, because I think we're done using the board. Are we? I can flip it anyway. Okay. So spread out your pineapple slices. I'm only using 4 because they're 4 burgers. And oil them. So put like a little splash of oil on each one. Just a little drop. Little drop. Yum. Okay, and then you want to add cayenne pepper. This is optional. You could use smoked paprika if you wanted to. You could also add in, like, I know it's somewhere in South Africa they put like curry powder on them or Cajun spice. It's up to you. A little bit of cayenne pepper. And I'm rubbing it in. So rubbing the oil and the cayenne pepper. And what's going to happen is obviously it's going to get the bite, but when you drop this on the griddle pan, it's going to get like burnt. So you're going to get this like bitter sweet pepper chili vibe coming through in your burger. Maybe we should do Another one on the other side, I think so. Got the oil. And now we're going to give them extra cayenne pepper. Whoa, there we go. Let's make sure my kids don't eat anything off this board. Okay, and then remember we've oiled the vegetable, not the pan. The vegetable, not the pan. And now we're going to grill them. I'm nervous that we don't have enough oil. Because we don't want to get bits of pineapple stuck to this thing before we even sear off the meat. Because I want to get perfect black lines. And if there's dirt stuck on this thing, we're not going to get the perfect black lines. Okay, oil the thing, not the pan. Okay, open the door. And then here we go. Okay, are you ready? Come along with me. Let's do this. There we go. Grill the pineapple. Do not be alarmed by the smoke. And then flip the board. And we're going to start prepping our plates soon. Nick, if you go wide, you don't have to go wide, don't worry. No, it's fine. I'm just going to do 2 of these burger buns. I'll save the other 2 for tomorrow for leftovers because there are only 2 of us eating. But I'm just cutting the buns while these things are grilling. So I want these to get warm too. Alrighty, Ben Gardner says you'll skip the pineapple. Oh, he said that ages ago. Cool. All right, now I can smell burning, which means the pineapple's going black underneath. If your pan was hot enough and it was sufficiently oiled, it should be an easy flip. Nothing like the property industry at the moment. Okay. So here's something interesting. Pineapple has actually got a digestive enzyme in it, and it helps you digest meat. So, but if you cook pineapple, the digestive enzyme is destroyed. So if you make jelly with raw pineapple, the jelly will never set. So that's why they always tell you in pastry school to boil the pineapple before you make the jelly. So there's this fine line with a burger where if you have raw pineapple, it's actually good for you, even though it's like high in carbs and whatever, but it actually helps you digest the food. So you want to find that fine line between getting grill, but also having it slightly raw, because it's going to make digesting the burger easier. So I'll leave that decision to you. But basically, as soon as it loses its crunch, it's actually probably cooked. And that also means that the pineapple that you get in like a tin is of no use to your body other than that it's a vehicle to transport sugar into your blood. Okay, my pineapple's definitely cooked. And that's what you want. You want these beautiful griddle lines. And you won't get those if you oil the pan. You only get those if you oil the thing. Okay. And now we've also got that cayenne pepper. So now we've got this beautiful like cayenne pepper centered pineapple. All right, Nicky Noo, what's the next step? Toast the buns. Right. Okay, so you have the choice now. Where's that pan? If you had fried the bacon off, I would like roll these all in the bacon fat to get the bacon fat in the bun, but I don't. So I'm just going to push them down and toast them. So toast your buns. You can also toast them in the oven. I'll probably do both because I find like the griddle lines are nice for that toastiness, but actually to put them in the oven and have them warm all the way through makes them nice and soft. And they've stuck to the pan. So I don't know really how I'm going to come back from this. Yeah, that's it. And there we go. Okay, nice save, Batman. All right. Are you the one? I think you're the one. And you? Yeah, you're the one. Okay, now it's grill time. So we're going to get our burgers out, and then it's game time. So whatever you were doing now was nothing compared to how serious this step in the process is. And I want to get this bit of, just take, if you've got a hard metal spatula, just scrape over the griddle lines of your griddle pan. Because if there's anything like stuck there, it's going to stop the burger from getting those lines. Because as you lift the burger, bits of burger are going to stick to the pan, and that's going to mess with your ability to get the grill lines. Okay, I'm going to go and grab the patties. And here are my patties in all their glory. They have gone a little bit firmer in the cold. I should have said put them in the freezer. It's not a game changer. Clearly, because it's a hamburger. Alrighty, let's go. Okay, remember, oil the burger patty, not the pan. Oil the thing, not the pan. Okay, so I'm going to be super conservative here, and I'm going to go 2 at a time. And I'm going to go and put them on this side because I go in with my lifter like that. So I want space in the pan for me to slide in. Okay, so it's going to go here so that I can get in underneath it. I know it seems pedantic, but these steps are critical. Okay, so oil on both sides, make sure, and yeah, I forgot to give you that step about opening all the windows and hoping that the wind's blowing. But that'll help. Okay, now, if I wish I could show you with the camera, but what you'll see is like there are bits of cooked meat like showing around the sides, and that's when you know like it's working because it's actually cooking. But we're not going to finish the cooking process in the pan. We're going to finish it in the oven. So what we're doing is using the griddle pan to give it like ridiculous color and beautiful lines and the charred flavor, that actually the cookedness is controlled in the oven. Okay, so now watch from the front. Can you see the angle's like 45-ish degrees? And we're gonna gently edge underneath. There we go. And unfortunately I left some burger in the tray, in the pan. Soul destroying stuff. Bad for the ego. Maybe I should have let it go for a little bit longer. Let's see if I'm better on this one. A little bit. Okay, here we go. Oh, my ego is shattered. But you still can see the lines, hey? There we go. You can see the lines on that burger. Okay. Let's see if I can do a left-handed one here. So the reason it would stick is because the pan's actually dirty. So that's my fault. It's definitely not because it's not hot enough, that's for sure. So you want to leave it for like about a minute on each side. You can get some. Don't know how to get all the smoke out of here. I've also just realized I've left like 2 jackets behind the camera, so they're going to smell like fry forever. All right. This guy should be done. Not cooked, just ready to come out. There we go. That's probably the best one so far. Look, another reason this happens is because there might be too much stuff in the mixture. So if there's like too much mustard and parsley, and then what happens is the meat doesn't actually have enough like contact with meat to bind and actually form like a proper burger patty. So that could be one of the reasons. But look, it's not the end of the world. This is still going to be delicious. It's just that my lines aren't going to be perfect. And, you know, all wounds heal. So I will recover. Okay. Have we done a minute here yet? I think we've done a minute. Let's go. Much better that side. Okay, cool. And then this thing you want to take, like, leave it outside to just smoke itself to death somewhere. All right, so that's pretty much the cooking done. And now the next step really is assembly. So, you know, if you like your burger blue, then you can probably eat it like this. Just go for it kind of right now and put it on the bun. But we've got bacon we want to warm. Some of us want to warm our pineapple. Others want to throw the pineapple away. That's fine. But so the next few steps are just really about bringing it all together. So I'm going to pop the board on over here. And then I'm going to put my plates here because now we're going to build it all. And don't worry, I haven't forgotten about the oven step. So my patties, just want to grab a plate here. I'm only going to make 2 burgers right now. I'm going to save the other 2 for like lunch tomorrow or something. Take the smallest ones for tomorrow. Pop them aside. And then pop these in the middle of the tray. And evenly space them if you're doing all of them at once. And then I'm just going to put a disc of pineapple on each one. And I'll tell you, I'm going to put the bacon in like halfway through the cooking process, but I'm worried the bacon's going to burn in that heat before the burger's like medium. So I'm going to cook mine medium at 220. Medium's probably going to take like 5 or 6, maybe 7 minutes. And then at about 4 minutes, I'm going to throw my bacon in because that's going to get warm super quickly. All right, so if you're with me, let's go. Let's pop the burgers in the oven because we're getting ready to eat now. So we'll be eating in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Let me see how likely that is on the time. 44 minutes. Oof, okay. Burger in. Okay, so you've got these toasted buns and you want to build your burger now. Let's see. And what have we got? We've got some iceberg lettuce. I think let's start with a slice of tomato. So I'm going to go quite thin. And do 2 slices, but 2 super thin slices. Obviously, if you want to chuck on your mayo or your ketchup or anything like that, now's the time. I've got everything I want in my patty already. Okay, that's the bottom. And then we've got some iceberg lettuce. That stuff's all cooked from being close to the stove. Some lettuce. Also, if you don't want the pineapple on the burger, you'd always put it in the slaw. That'll give it a nice tropical feel. But if pineapple's not your flavor, I totally get it. Okay, then next we've got some gherkins. And it's your choice as to whether or not you put these on top of the burger, under the burger. Everyone's got their favorite way. Here we go. Some more burger. And then this is, like I said, an avo from my tree. Let's take that funny piece off over there. Just cut along. Supposed to do my tablespoon trick. I wonder if it will work with a giant spoon. Sorry. Okay. I think it does work. Oh. There we go. Maybe even better. Boom. No need to cut. Okay. And I'm going to leave this because I think I might put this on top of the bacon. Okay, bacon's going in. So go grab your tray and just put like 2 big rashers in on either side of the burgers. And then what? We're going to serve some slaw on the side. Just give your slaw a good stir, get all those juices going. If you want to use tongs, they might be more efficient. Okay. Oh. If it was Asian slaw, I would definitely opt for some coriander in here instead of chives, maybe. And yeah, let's clear up. No, it's fine. What are we missing here? What am I missing? Am I missing anything? I'm fine. It's fine. Okay, what kind of buns? Okay, like I said earlier, these buns are Woolworths gluten-free. I'm a huge advocate of a bunless burger as well. If they don't have a gluten-free bun, you just don't have a bun. It's still a delicious piece of meat with flavorings in it and then all the goodness that comes with a burger, especially if you got a good sauce. Okay, now we're going to grab the burgers. So that should be, how many minutes was that? That was like 4 minutes. I wonder if that's enough time. Maybe I should just do a little clean. Yeah, so gather everyone together. Get your, if you've got different toppings, get them out. Gather your friends. Let's pop this out there. Just doing a little bit of a clean, going to compost. Okay, now I'm grabbing the burgers. I like my burgers medium rare, so these should be medium rare by now. And the other thing you'll notice, if you can see this, is that the bacon fats come out of the bacon again, and it's now like all over the burgers. So we're gonna have like proper bacon flavor all over this place. Alrighty, here we go. Press down the topping so that you know it's like a nice flat landing strip for the good old burger. Whew. The only thing with these little gluten-free buns is that the like burger to roll ratio is way out. But that doesn't matter. Okay. Okay, and then we've got some avo. Maybe we'll put the bacon on first to create a barrier between the pineapple and the avo. Okay, now instead of posting pictures of your burger, I want you to post pictures of yourself eating the burger because I want to see you get your mouth around this puppy. Okay. Put some avo across there. We've got guacamole. It might get it onto the bun easier, more easily, whatever the right word is. Here we go. Okay, and there we go. So that, oh no, my phone locked. This is the worst time. Okay, peeps. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened, but it looks like the image froze. So let me take this camera off and we can finish it off. So there we go. There are the burgers. Dun, dun, dun. But let me get this camera off its little thingy and I can finish off and eat it. Jeez, this is makeshift film production, I promise you. There we go. Okay, guys. So that's your burger. And that is a massive, massive meal right there. See that bacon, avocado, coleslaw, all the goodness. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go and enjoy supper. And for those of you who have come on the ride with me, please post pictures of your burgers. I can't wait to see them. And I look forward to seeing you next week at the next Supper Hero. So thanks very much for joining me. I don't know what happened. I think my phone actually died, which is a critical failure. But have a lekker evening, and I'll see you next week. Please like and share and invite your friends. Bye.